G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. How's it going? The name's SB. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video like this, so I hope everybody's been chilling out and enjoying themselves. I'm just going to sit here and have a chat about the final shape and episode echoes, because obviously with Revenant coming up in the next day or so, whenever this video is uploaded, I'm pretty sure it should be out in about a day from now. End of the episode, first episode, and it's been a hoot to say the least. There's a lot to talk about, so I thought I'll sit down and dump all my thoughts and opinions on it right now, just to make it nice and simple. So, to start with the final shape, right? Rough launch, obviously. That's how day one DLCs usually go. Myself and Titan dug into it. We we didn't have fun, but we enjoyed it to a reasonable extent. Going in with obviously all the error codes and all that made it difficult to actually sit down and, sink our teeth into it properly, but we got through it regardless. Both of our day one runs were both on Warlocks, so we got into Prismatic on those subclasses, and after we had finished it, we didn't touch our other subclasses for a little bit. I think Titan actually went and got his Titan done reasonably early, but myself didn't even touch it on my Titan or Hunter because I just couldn't be bothered going back through that abysmal story. Now, I know it's an unpopular take. I'm sure people will be upset with me if they even give a shit to watch this video. The final shape was just mid. It wasn't good. For the end of a 10-year saga, it could have been so much better, and they just flopped. The reasoning behind this being the storytelling and how it was portrayed. They didn't lean into the cosmic horror enough that was the Witness. They could have done so much more with that character and made them so much more of a threat and so much more of a twisted cosmic terror. But instead, they just... I know they said, oh, we're just going to go with the hands and all that type of stuff and whatever. But by the end of it, my Titan and I joke about this all the time. All we thought was, wow, this is just like a group of angry people who got pissed at the Traveler when it pissed off. That they convinced the entire planet to just merge into one thing and chase it down. It's just an angry Redditor. That's pretty much it. There wasn't enough cosmic horror, like even in the last cutscene where he morphs and the Witness is an it. It morphs and gets angry at the Vanguard and us for being a pain in the ass to it, you know what I mean? After the Dissectors do their bullshit. Even then it just was like, it's gotten slightly bigger, holy shit, and that is it. There's so many lore holes and gaps in the storytelling. The fact that the campaign followed a sequence of go somewhere, activate campaign nodule, play campaign mission, listen to boring dialogue during campaign mission, finish campaign mission to see two characters talking to each other, not in a cutscene, but just in a local area where you stand there and watch it. And once that's done, you either listen to a Helm radio or you talk to the vendor that's Ghost. And he goes on about, we're together in this, we mean the world, blah, 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 blah. It is abysmal writing. It is just so boring. It is so worthless. It is so just annoying to sit down and listen to, in my opinion. They could have done so much more, intense shit. There was a couple of cool cutscenes, don't get me wrong, and the entire, going into the Traveler was sick, but it's just wasted potential, in my opinion, the entire thing. I could delve into so many intricate things, like the lore gaps between how we get in and out of there, how the enemies that we fight, the Grim, or whatever they're called, the Darkness enemies, how they get in and out of the Traveler, why, they exist in the first place. How were they created? I want to know. Was it just fucking darkness magic or some shit? What's going on with the Dissector statues? Why are the ones inside the final shape pale heart bullshit helping us, but the ones we find like Clarity Control and the ones on the moon just exist? Do they actually act as if they are dissected from the Witness because they were disagreeing with it? Or are they just entities of darkness that can also persuade the fact that Clover Spray was told to go do this, and the people on the moon were driven crazy for no reason? Where's the correlation? Where's the correction? I don't want it to be, hey, just don't think about it, because that's not how story writing should be. And when story writing is, hey, don't think too much about it, it's bad story writing. But anyway, yeah. Prismatic's fun, regardless though, just going into the abilities and shit that we got. Prismatic's fun. The weapons are half decent, I guess. The exotic ones are good. Microcosm is everybody's favorite dad weapon. And Still Hunt is a classic with highest DPS output in the game when it comes to pairing up with Celestial Nighthawk. But Whisper of the Worm still out DPSs on a Titan and or Warlock, unless you know what you're doing, that is. But yeah, I think it was alright. The introduction of more rocket sidearms as well going forward after the Indebted Kindness incident. Having the Strand one is pretty sick, especially since it builds Prismatic Energy. And Prismatic as a whole, like I was saying, is really good. I actually enjoy it. Being a Consecration Titan user now, it's quite fun. It's overpowered in Grandmasters and makes me actually enjoy the game to a reasonable extent, because God forbid Bungie gives us anything fun, like half-decent special ammo drops when we're using double special or any decent primaries outside of Outbreak Perfected, because it's way too hard to just give us useful weapons. By the way, just quickly, sorry to ramble on about this, primary weapons are useless unless you're using something like a Vostok for specific intricacies, Outbreak Perfected because its damage output is fucking goated with the Source, or Necrochasm to build something like Super Energy because it's just good at that. Everything else is dog shit. Special weapons being absolutely nerfed into the ground when it comes to ammo economy is ridiculous, since those are the only weapons that feel good. Choir of One from the episode Echoes, which I'll get into more in a second, being the most powerful AR is great, and I hope they never nerf it because it's actually really, really fucking good, right? And apart from that, everything else is just ability spam. And don't get me wrong, ability spam is fun. I like it, you know what I mean? But it needs to be used in the right contexts, because just being able to run through a Grandmaster using nothing but Consecration can get boring sometimes. I want it to be more difficult content. But again, that's an entire different scenario that I can delve into later if I have the time for it. That's the end of the final shape part. Anyway. Welcome to episode Echoes. We were introduced to Maya Sun, whatever the fuck her name is. Maya Sundaresh being the main protagonist. She is upsetty spaghetti, the fact that humanity isn't doing a good enough job to survive and thrive, so is going to use the Echo that dropped into Nessus to remake the Golden Age using Vex tech, which is a cool concept, but the fact that we never see that actually occurring until episode 3, and like even in Act 3, and even in Act 3, it not being a big enough, like, oh shit, here we go, is really just boring. Episode Echoes was hyped up to be this Vex season, and as much as I love the Vex, they kind of died when it comes to how cool they are. Because ever since, the season of the Splicer way back during, that would have been just before Witch Queens, or would have been during the Beyond Light series. We were given the entire retrospect of, or is that the right? I can't remember the right word for it. The entire synthwave-esque Vex network, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. And the fact that they started terraforming parts of Nessus in certain missions, not the entire thing all the time, because God forbid they do that. But in missions, having it have different landscapes and all that type of stuff is cool. Vex architecture is cool. But when they lean so hard into this synthwave dog shit, it kind of annoys me. Because I feel like Vex really thrive when it comes to their atmosphere, when it's something like the Vault of Glass, when it's something like the Infinite Forest, when it's something like the doomed future, or the bright fluorescent precursor past, where you have the ancient worn down areas of Vex, similar to I'm sure people who are watching this have done the Encore mission. In that one room during the first little puzzle area where you got to go collect the extra node inside that tomb looking thing, and you see all the broken down Vex and shit, where it's like, that looks like Vex have come to die for a reason that we don't know, and we need to figure it out. And they're all worn down, and it's cobwebs, it's ancient. Shit like that is sick. And the Vex architecture that you see spawning on Nessus outside of the synthwave bullshit is cool. The way it's fluorescent, it's growing more, obviously from the influence that Maya Sundaresh puts onto the Vex via the Echo. That's kind of sick. But everything else is just meh. Right? And as I was saying, when it comes to storytelling, they really slowed it down to such an extreme point. And I'm not only talking about the fact that you could only do one thing per week and then wait an extra 5 weeks after the 3-week initial to actually get to the next act. It's just the fact that nothing felt like it was so urgent that we needed to give a shit. Again, Maya Sundaresh didn't fucking start actively doing shit that could have been quote unquote threatening until Act 3. She made her presence known, sure, and we learnt about what she was trying to do, which was bring about a golden age, but we never saw her plans in action outside of, hey, where I want to revive my wife, Chioma Essie, and I'm going to keep killing her over and over again until I find the right one. And when I find the right one, I'm still going to kill her because she's horrified of what I've become. That's a cool plotline. I enjoyed listening to those dialogues and shit. It was actually entertaining seeing something like that happen, where a villain so brought upon their desire to chase the one they love gets, corrupted and ends up killing them by accident, and then living in the entire mindset of, I didn't do it, it's not my fault. That's cool. But that was the only interesting thing of the entire season, or the entire act, and the entire episode, sorry. Everything else was oh shit, Vex are doing this. What are we gonna do? Go fetch information for failsafe. I'm not even going to delve into failsafe, as a topic in this video, by the way. Just know that I hate the changes they've made. They need to bring back old failsafe. The new chirpy one is annoying as piss. Anyway, But yeah, we just did fetch quests for the first 2 acts. It was boring as piss. Go into this mission, kill a bunch of shit, extract data. In the meantime, go find these random little specimens, which I mean, again, fetch quests. That's all it is. On top of every mission, you can go around and pick up these little nodules. Like I've watched plenty of videos, and I'm gonna quote Dado on this one. Get the MacGuffin for the MacGuffin machine is all it is, and it's boring. Like it just really is boring and unfortunate that we have to, live with a seasonal, story being played out like that. And just quickly as well, going into the mixture of it towards the middle area with something such as the Saint and Osiris side story, if you want to call it that. I'm sick of this love story bullshit. Like, yeah, you guys have flaws in your relationship. Sure, now it's cool bringing back the fact that Saint isn't actually the Saint that we know. It's a different Saint because it's from a different timeline and there's conflicting acts between the people that they love or whatever. That's fine, right? But the fact that it's being shoved down my throat every single week is just boring as piss. Like I said, it didn't stop until Act 3, and I know it didn't stop completely until even into Act 3, but it was died down to the bare minimum, which was better because the first 2 acts just had it shoved down my throat. And I don't care about love stories anymore. I'm putting my foot down. I don't give a shit, right? Whether it's something interesting that actually has a meaningful impact to the story or not, I don't care, right? Respectfully, I do not give a shit. Okay. Now, so I just slapped my arm, put my crossing my arms back. That was fucking loud. Anyway, yeah, that's besides the point though. It's just they could have done so much better with the storytelling, and I hope they do improve it with Revenant. We're gonna have a story between Crow and the Fanatic, Fikrul, and everything like that. It's gonna be sick, hopefully. And if they do the story right and the access to content right, then we should be smooth sailing, right? Should be keyword. We can only pray, but regardless. But yeah, just that's about it when it comes to the story and all that type of stuff. The weapons were meh. You know what I mean? By the way, the rocket-powered sidearm, the solar one from this season, I swear to God, if anybody starts trying to argue with me that it's way better than anything else, shut up. It's not. It's a dog shit version of it. Just go get Indebted Kindness. Anyway, yeah. The weapons were right. Encore, as I was going to say before, is a great mission the first time. After that, it's fucking tedious. The fact that I had to do it 6 times just to get the seasonal story done, and then another 3 times to get all the secrets, plus the exotic, whisper ending bullshit is annoying as piss. I love the weapon, don't get me wrong. It's a top 10 pick in my opinion. In my opinion. But, apart from that, not much else worth from it. Double specials kind of dying because Bungie don't give a shit about feeding into the primary weapon meta instead, and they'd rather just nerf everything else for no reason. So, but it's definitely one of the best weapons that we could have, been given, and it's sick. But sucks that we can't really effectively use it like we used to with double special meta. But yeah, what else came out during that thing? The armor set's boring. Failsafe's boring. The little fucking specimens are boring. That's about it, honestly. There's not much else really. I'm just really hoping that the next Revenant episode, whatever, it suits us better. We've got so much good potential and so much good, storytelling to come out with the next 2 acts, hopefully, or episodes, sorry. And with the entire news about Apollo Frontiers or whatever it's called, Destiny is looking good. But as of right now, it's a dead game, and unfortunately, I'm losing my will to play it. I'm stuck farming Salvation's Edge, and you'll note I didn't dive into Salvation's Edge because I'm not going to. I could sit. If I start, I will not stop. I will go on for an hour because God forbid that raid has so much shit. And I'll quickly summarize it. Weapons are boring, exotics dog shit, armor's meh, and no lore tab, so I don't care. Encounters are dog shit. I'm forced to carry every round. Verity is peak. End. Stop. I'm not going to keep going. You get my point. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning into the video. I just want to sit down and get all of this off before the end of the act and episode and everything like that, going into Revenant. So I hope you enjoyed listening to my little ramble, whatever. You get my point. Regardless, enjoy your night, day, morning, whatever. I hope to see you guys around. I keep stuttering. Christ. Look forward to some clip dumps. Look forward to some more streams going forward, hopefully, over on Twitch, obviously. And I'll catch you guys around. Peace out. Love you all. Bye-bye.